All right, welcome back to the Roundtable. Our last topic, we just explained before the break, spanking to discipline children. It's coming back to a small Missouri school district. The question for the panel, is this a viable punishment option in public schools in the year 2022? Capri, I know you are a mom, so we are going to defer to you to start.
I'm actually not a mom. I'm a dog mom.
I thought you were a mom. We don't have any parents on this panel. Oh, my goodness. I just...
Dog mom.
Hey, I was a son once.
Well, yeah, and we have some pet parents.
Well, look, I will say as a dog mom, maybe there are other dog moms, I wouldn't even like, you know, hit my dog on the nose. That being said, you know, look, as a former legislator that dealt a lot with education policy, there are a couple things here. One, you know, I do respect the fact that school districts have, and parents are the groups that do have the jurisdiction to make these kind of decisions. It does seem like they've had some safeguards that they're trying to put in place. You have to have parental consent. People are going to be, you know, in front of, you know, witnesses and all that kind of stuff. That being said, I still do not think this is a good idea. I actually think this is a terrible idea for a number of reasons. One, because it's teaching these children that, you know, even if they are acting out, that physical force is a way to solve problems. I do not think that that's a good thing to try to teach the next generation. There's a reason why we got rid of corporal punishment to begin with in schools. So there's certainly, I think, that.
Well, it's actually legal in 19 states. Corporal punishment is legal in 19 states, surprisingly.
Well, well, it doesn't. Obviously, it is something that we have consistently gotten away from, okay? And there is a reason behind that. So, you know, not only, you know, are we teaching, I think, a bad message to the next generation, but I also think that it could potentially create a situation where we don't know what these kids' environment is at home. We don't know if they're being abused. We don't know if they're eating. And now all of a sudden, I mean, that may be contributing to their behavioral problems. Now all of a sudden, the one place that may be safe to them, they're going to get hit at. And guess what? If they're being abused at home, that parent, if they're involved, they're going to say, yeah, sure, go ahead and hit my kid, because you know what, I hit them at home too.
Let's just call it what it is. It's abusive. This is abuse. If you hit a kid, you deserve to be hit back. And if you want someone to supervise the punishment that you will receive after hitting a kid, okay. This is absolutely ridiculous, and it is the tactic of teachers who aren't very good at their job. If you have to resort to violence, you probably should get out of this profession.
But keeping in mind that, you know, parents have to give their permission for this. And I was also surprised by the fact that it is legal in 19 states. Dr. Corte, it looked like you were trying to say something.
Yeah, you know, there's a reason why it's not legal in the majority of states. This is an outdated solution. You know, when you know better, you do better. And there's so much more evidence out there today that demonstrates that corporal punishment doesn't work, that it creates trauma, it exacerbates trauma. Once upon a time, I worked for the LA School Board as a staffer to a school board member, and one of the most valuable lessons I learned is that the home is the first line of defense. You know, and if things aren't going well at home, we don't want to make matters worse, you know, at school. And so I think Missouri, this county in Missouri would be, you know, better suited, focused on ways to support kids, you know, that, by the way, you know, have endured a pandemic and have been exposed to traumas that perhaps they hadn't been exposed before. And plus, keep in mind that half of teachers in Missouri, about half of them, they leave the profession before their 4th year, right? And so let's focus on supporting kids and teachers and not corporal punishment. How about that?
That's a very good point. And I think, you know, Dr. Corte, Capri, you both brought up the very good point of we don't know what is going on inside the home that would potentially cause this behavior. Panel, I want to thank all of you. Excellent discussion today. Dr. Corte, Aaron, Capri, and Jason, thank you as always. I hope that you have a wonderful weekend. You as well. To the viewers, that is all for NewsNation Rush Hour tonight. Thank you so much for watching. On Balance with Leland Bittert is next.